Hey there, Frugal Elder family. Welcome back to the channel where we dig into what makes your favorite spots tick, all while keeping your wallet happy. Today, we're diving into why Texas Roadhouse is always buzzing, serving up steaks and rolls that keep folks coming back. Let's uncover what makes this place special and why it's worth your hard-earned cash. Stick around. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Frugal Elder and ring that bell so you never miss the inside scoop on food, health, and saving your hard-earned money. 1. The steak that steals the show. When you cut into a Texas Roadhouse steak, say a juicy ribeye with that perfect seared crust and tender, flavorful bite, it's like the world slows down. That's no happy accident. It's a system they've perfected. Every single location has a dedicated person hand-cutting beef every day. Not pulling prepackaged stuff from a freezer or some far-off factory, but fresh, high-quality cuts right there in the kitchen. This obsession with fresh beef costs them over $1 billion a year. Yep, $1 billion with a B. That's enough to buy a fleet of fancy cars, but they pour it into quality instead. What's the secret sauce? Well, there isn't one. They store the meat in coolers at exactly 34 degrees Fahrenheit to keep the texture just right. Too cold, and ice crystals mess it up. Too warm, and you risk bacteria. This precision means whether you're dining in Dallas or Denver, your steak is consistently awesome. And here's the kicker. They never freeze their beef. In a world where fresh sometimes means thawed out, Texas Roadhouse keeps it real. When that steak hits the grill, it's just high-quality beef, no fancy tricks or chemical cover-ups. You taste the meat itself, like a throwback to simpler times. That's why it stands out in a sea of chains cutting corners for speed and profit. 2. Made from scratch magic. Texas Roadhouse doesn't stop at steaks. They're all about crafting everything from scratch. While other restaurants lean on pre-made microwaved meals to save a buck, these folks go old school. Every dish, from salads to sides, starts with raw ingredients prepped daily on site. No freezers stuffed with ready-to-reheat junk. No powdered mashed potatoes like the ones that we all suffered through in school cafeterias. Instead, they're boiling real spuds, mashing them by hand, and seasoning them with care. Even the small stuff gets love. Croutons, sliced from fresh bread and toasted every morning. Salad dressings, mixed in-house with classic recipes, not poured from a jug. Their seasoned rice, which most places just toss in a cooker, takes over 3 hours to get right. Why bother? Because you can taste the difference. Every bite feels real, not pumped with additives or fake flavors. This approach isn't cheap. It means bigger kitchen crews, longer prep times, and higher costs than most chains are willing to stomach. But Texas Roadhouse bets on quality, knowing you'll notice the difference in every spoonful of soup or scoop of potatoes. In a world obsessed with convenience, they're out here peeling potatoes and chopping greens by hand. That's the kind of effort that makes you feel like your meal matters. 3. Those legendary rolls. If you've been to Texas Roadhouse, you know the meal starts with a basket of warm, fluffy rolls that practically melt in your mouth. These aren't just bread. They're a love letter to diners. Baked fresh every 5 minutes, they hit your table, hot and fragrant, with that perfect hint of yeast and sweetness. Each location churns out nearly 7,000 rolls a day. That's over $2 million a year per restaurant. But the real star is the cinnamon honey butter. It's a creamy, dreamy spread that blends cinnamon and honey into something so good, it's almost magical. People go wild for it. Some folks even write poems about it, and you'll spot those framed in some locations. college kids, homesick travelers, even picky eaters can't resist. And get this, the rolls and butter are totally free. No extra charge, no limits, just pure generosity. They could easily slap a price on these, but they don't. It's the same deal with the buckets of peanuts on every table. Crack 'em, toss the shells on the floor, and soak in the laid-back vibe. It's not just about the food, it's about making you feel welcome from the moment you sit down. That's the Texas Roadhouse way. Nail the little details, and you'll keep customers coming back for more. 4. A vibe that's loud and proud. Walk into Texas Roadhouse, and you're hit with a wave of energy. Country music cranking, staff shouting friendly hellos, and laughter bouncing around. It's loud, but it's not chaos. It's by design. They're not trying to be a stuffy hush-hush restaurant where you're afraid to drop a fork. Instead, they create a space that feels alive, where you can let loose. Research backs this up. A bit of background noise actually makes food taste better and gives you a sense of privacy, even in a packed room. Your kid's giggle or your buddy's loud joke blends right into the buzz, no awkward stares. And then there's the line dancing. Yep, the staff might break into a quick two-step between tables. It's not just for kicks, it's part of the culture. Some locations even fought for special permits to keep the noise and dancing going strong. Got a birthday? Brace yourself for a show. They'll plop you on a saddle, yes, a real saddle on a wooden frame, and make you the star of the night. It's a bit wild, but even shy folks end up smiling. The peanut shells crunching underfoot add to the charm, signaling it's okay to relax and be yourself. Families love it because kids can be kids without glares from other tables. Texas Roadhouse isn't just serving food. They're crafting a vibe where everyone feels at home. 5. Free goodies that win hearts. Before you even glance at the menu, Texas Roadhouse hooks you with free stuff. We're talking buckets of shelled peanuts and those iconic rolls with cinnamon honey butter, yours for the taking, no limits. Crack open a peanut, toss the shells on the floor, and feel the stress melt away. Each restaurant goes through 60,000 pounds of peanuts a year. That's like the weight of 5 elephants. Why give away so much? It's not waste, it's a genius move. Those freebies create a warm, welcoming feel that loosens you up. The peanuts get you chatting with your table, and the rolls? They're practically a dessert disguised as a starter. Hot, fluffy, and slathered with that sweet, fragrant butter. They're enough to make you forget the world outside. Some folks even swing by just for the rolls and a lemonade. No main course needed. This generosity isn't about losing money. It's about building loyalty. When you're greeted with free, high-quality treats, you don't feel like just another customer. You're more likely to order that extra side or dessert without feeling pressured. Texas Roadhouse knows that giving a little upfront pays off big in happy returning customers. 6. A menu that stays true. In a world where restaurants chase TikTok trends or seasonal gimmicks, Texas Roadhouse says, nah, we're good. Their menu has barely changed since they opened in 1993. Steaks, ribs, mashed potatoes, they stick to the classics, and it works. Why? Because you don't mess with what's already great. When you come back craving that one dish, it's there, tasting exactly like you remember. Unlike chains that swap out menus every few months, Texas Roadhouse has added fewer than 5 new items in the last 10 years. That consistency builds trust. You know, your ribeye in Miami will match the one you had in Chicago. It also lets their chefs focus on perfecting what they do best, instead of juggling new recipes. This isn't about being boring, it's about being reliable. In an industry obsessed with rainbow burgers or viral cocktails, Texas Roadhouse keeps it simple and real. They're not chasing likes, they're building a legacy. That steadfast approach makes them a go-to spot, a place you can count on for a meal that hits every time. 7. A haven for families. If you're a parent, you know dining out with kids can feel like walking on eggshells. One loud giggle or spilled drink, and you're bracing for dirty looks. Texas Roadhouse flips that script. From the moment you walk in, the peanut shell-covered floor sets the tone. Messes are okay here. The lively music, staff dancing, and birthday cheers create a joyful chaos where kids fit right in. They go beyond just tolerating families. They embrace them. Wide tables make room for high chairs, and seating is kept away from the bar for a kid-friendly vibe. The kids' menu has over 10 options, perfectly portioned and priced around $7, including 2 sides and a drink. No upcharges for extras like at other places. They even toss in coloring sheets and games to keep little ones happy while waiting. A 2022 survey found 78% of parents felt relaxed dining here with kids, compared to just 32% at other chains. It's not about fancy kids' meals. It's about creating a space where families don't have to apologize for being, well, families. That welcoming energy keeps parents coming back, knowing everyone can have fun. 8. Drinks that hit the spot. Sure, you're there for the steak, but Texas Roadhouse's drinks keep you lingering. Their bar serves up frosty margaritas, over 5 million sold a year. The classic lime is king, but flavors like strawberry, mango, or the Jamaican cowboy with its rum and cinnamon kick add a fun twist. For something lighter, the armadillo punch blends vodka and fruit juice, sweet but with a punch. Beer fans, they've got you covered with drafts kept at a crisp 36 degrees, served in chilled glasses that don't let the flavor fade. Non-drinkers aren't left out. Fresh squeezed lemonade made with real fruit puree is a fan favorite. Just a heads up, a raspberry margarita clocks in at 425 calories, and the Hurricane Margarita packs nearly 3 ounces of alcohol. So sip wisely. These drinks aren't an afterthought. They're part of the experience. Whether you're clinking glasses or sipping lemonade with your rolls, Texas Roadhouse makes every moment feel special. 9. Prices that don't break the bank. In a world where restaurants charge extra for a side of ranch, Texas Roadhouse keeps things fair. A family dinner for 4, mains, sides, drinks, runs about $75 to $85. With portions so big you'll have leftovers. That's a steal. Their early bird deal from 4 to 6 p.m. slashes prices on steaks and ribs, letting you save cash and dodge the rush. Kids' meals, at $7 with sides and a drink, don't skimp on quality either. They keep prices low not by cutting corners, but by working smart. Industry reports show their profit margins are about 15% leaner than competitors, prioritizing loyalty over price gouging. In 2025, with inflation creeping up, that kind of value feels like a warm hug. You're not just paying for food. You're getting a full experience without feeling ripped off. Community. Giving back quietly. Texas Roadhouse doesn't just feed you. They give back in ways that matter. Each location donates about $25,000 a year to local causes. No corporate red tape, just managers picking what their community needs. During disasters like floods or wildfires, their kitchens crank out thousands of hot meals for first responders and residents. No press release required. For veterans and active military, they've served over 1.5 million free meals. No questions asked. Unlike some chains that pass donation costs to customers, Texas Roadhouse covers it all from their budget. It's not about PR, it's about doing what's right. When you eat here, You're supporting a place that believes in kindness as much as quality. There you have it, frugal elder friends. Why Texas Roadhouse keeps packing 'em in with real food, real vibes, and real heart. If you loved this deep dive, hit that like button, share it with your crew, and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss our next one. Drop a comment with the number 1 if you're a Texas Roadhouse fan. Let's hear from you.